Thank you all for joining tonight, and welcome to the product call. So tonight we are going to talk about a specific component of Q-Essentials, and it's one that you don't hear as much about. It's kind of our little unsung hero that you might not know as much about. So we wanted to focus on it tonight and really bring on some people who can share more information about it, just so that you can learn more about what great health benefits it provides, and that is the Q10 Plus. So if you take Q-Essentials, there's just one little yellow capsule, and it is Q10 Plus. And it is designed to provide a variety of benefits, including supporting healthy aging and reducing age-related stress on the body. So to start tonight, we are going to have Dr. Bill Moshofsky, our Chief Medical Officer, on to talk about this awesome little supplement in Q-Essentials. So Dr. Moshofsky, are you there?
Can you hear me, Jane?
Yes, I can. Oh, I'm glad I can hear you. Yeah, I know we're having a little bit of difficulty with the sound tonight, but yeah, I can hear you great.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
well, I'm
yeah, if you want to take it away.
About it. You bet, I will. So, I quite a while ago on an earlier product call, I talked about Q10 Plus, and during that product call, I mostly focused on coenzyme Q10, for which it's named, but I want to talk about the other two components, but perhaps to briefly review about coenzyme Q10. Coenzyme Q10 is a protein, we call it coenzyme, and it's really essential for energy generation. And it's unfortunately difficult to come by naturally unless you consume organ meats like heart, liver, and kidney, which most of us don't. But it is present in avocados, but otherwise kind of hard to come by. So supplementation is really important. Coenzyme Q10 is an antioxidant, a very powerful one, and most of it is located in a part of the cell of the body called the mitochondria, and it's a little part of the cell. So that's where a lot of the oxidation occurs. So it's a super important thing that we get enough of. And as I mentioned in the prior call, if you're someone who has a cholesterol problem and takes statin drugs to lower cholesterol, those drugs actually lower coenzyme Q10. So it's essential for someone taking statins to supplement. And there are a number of people who take red yeast rice, which is an herbal product. It's kind of a weak statin, and it has the same effect on coenzyme Q10 to lower it. Besides that, coenzyme Q10 is just the production, our natural production, lowers as we get older. So the older we are, it's even more important to supplement with coenzyme Q10. So Q10 Plus contains coenzyme Q10, but it also has two other very important elements which support aging, and that's the amino acids lysine and arginine. These two amino acids are building blocks of proteins that our body synthesizes to remain healthy. Lysine is what we call an essential amino acid. So an essential amino acid is one that our bodies need but don't make ourselves from other things that we eat. So it's important that we get lysine through either diet or a supplementation source. Now in our diet, proteins, especially meat, are good sources, but also Parmesan cheese, especially all of the cheeses, but especially Parmesan cheese. And there are certain nuts that will help, and also certain fish, cod and sardines being the predominant ones. And then their soybean products are actually good sources of lysine as well. So lysine helps us absorb calcium, and it prevents the loss of calcium in the kidney. So while it hasn't been proven to help in osteoporosis and bone thinning problems, it's theoretically possible that it does, and likely will be proven in the future. When you combine lysine and arginine together, those two can help build collagen, which is a component of muscle, so it helps keep and maintain our muscle as we get older. When you take lysine as a daily supplement, it can help prevent herpes simplex outbreaks or herpes cold sores. This is well known, and it works better really when you take lysine on a daily basis rather than just take it when you're having an outbreak. And very importantly, lysine has been shown to improve anxiety symptoms and help protect us from stress in general by its effect on the brain. Now, arginine, the other amino acid in Q10+, is what we call a semi-essential amino acid. So a semi-essential amino acid, our bodies make it, but in pretty small amounts. And so supplementation is generally necessary, either by supplements or by diet, to maintain appropriate levels of arginine. Dairy products, meat, poultry, and some seafoods are good sources of arginine. So arginine is important to us for a number of reasons. Probably the most important in the perspective of aging is it stimulates growth hormone production. And growth hormone has gotten a lot of bad press, but it's actually a very important and essential part of our bodies. And it does help us stay and feel young and energized. It's also what we call a precursor to nitrous oxide. So it's made into nitrous oxide in our bodies. And we're understanding more about this very important product, nitrous oxide, in that it helps prevent blood vessel spasm, and so can help prevent stroke and heart attack. And it's very helpful in keeping the blood vessels in our body healthy as well. So as part of this growth hormone production effect, arginine also reduces healing time and accelerates tissue repair in our bodies of all types, which we damage just living our daily lives. When you combine lysine and arginine together, the two have been shown to even have a greater effect on anxiety-reducing properties of lysine. So you're really getting a double dose of anxiety-reducing help there with both those amino acids together. So, Q10 Plus is supplying three critically important supplements that are somewhat difficult to get, especially for vegetarians. As usual, the amounts of each of these things are perfectly matched to give us the maximum effect of those three elements. And it helps us with functioning within our daily lives, specifically stress reduction. And when you combine those products with the other products in the Q Essentials pack, which are the probiotic, which has numerous benefits I've spoken about in the past, Empower Plus Q96, which is in and of itself helpful for mood and stress tolerance, Q Vitals, which contains numerous adaptogens, which are stress fighting herbal products, and it's just a great combination. And Q Sciences in that Q Essentials pack basically has you covered for your day of stress, which we all have every day, just like I had today. But I take the Q Essentials pack every day. I miss it when I don't take it, and I'm very happy to be able to have all of these things together, very easily packaged for me, so that I can take the X pack to the office and have it ready for me when I start my afternoon and need a boost. But I want to thank you, Jane, for allowing me to talk about the quintessential products that we have in Q Sciences. And I just wanted to mention that both Dr. Kimberly and I, as well as Tony Stephan, will be present Saturday in the Super Saturday event in Seattle this weekend. And if you are listening to this product call and want to talk more about it, I'm going to be there and be happy to talk to you more about even more detail about why I support this, take it myself, and believe in it.
That's fantastic. Yeah, like he said, if you want to learn more, I'm sure you would be glad to speak to people. I'm sure you'll be giving a presentation, but also you're great about speaking one-on-one. So if you have any questions and you're going to be there this weekend, definitely find Dr. Moshofsky. I'm sure you'll be swamped with lots of questions. Well, thank you, Dr. Moshofsky, for sharing that information. I love what you said about how this product kind of helps with anti-aging and these different healthy components on kind of a cellular level, because I will say I'm still in my late 20s. I'm not necessarily thinking about anti-aging and that I don't have, like a ton of wrinkles yet or something, but it's important to think about how you were saying that these levels in our body do get lower as we get older, and it's probably never too early to start thinking about supplementing.
Yeah, well, I was going to say that perhaps the Q10 Plus might be more important in people taking it that are aging, but certainly the Q Biotics is essential for anybody of any age, even children. And the Q Vitals product is a super adaptogen, which helps, in just everyday life, regardless of age. So, true Q10 Plus is perhaps a little bit more important for those of us who are older, but the combinations are spectacular for any age. So thank you, Jane.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Well, we are going to move on. We have a couple people who are going to talk a little bit about their experiences with Q Essentials. And just to repeat what Dr. Moshofsky said, in case you're not quite familiar, Q Essentials, when you get it, it's a box, and it has pillow packs that you take every day. There's 2 a day, and it's a 30-day supply. And like he said, it's kind of a comprehensive packet with different supplements in it that cover like almost all of your nutritional bases. It just has everything that you need to function better, to have more energy, to think more clearly. And so we have 2 people on tonight that are going to talk a little bit about what they've experienced since they have begun taking Q Essentials. And let's start with Drew Taylor. Drew, are you there? Let's see, I'm not. Drew, are you there? Oh, I don't hear. Okay, well, we'll move on. We'll come back to her maybe. But what about Corbin Matthews?
Jane, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Jane, can you hear me? Okay, great. I wasn't sure if I muted the wrong button. Okay, great. Hey, well, no, I'm really excited to be on the call tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Well, if you wouldn't mind, do you mind just maybe introduce yourself a little bit and how you started taking this product, and tell us what you've experienced?
Sure. So my name's Dr. Corbin Matthews, and I'm a dentist in Provo, Utah. And so you can imagine the stresses I have. I think we rate probably number 1 or 2 as far as high-stress gobs go and suicide rate. So we're always under a microscope. So I'm really excited that I was able to find Q Sciences and Q Essentials. I started taking the Q96 back in January. I was giving it to my good dear friend Roger Smith, who is one of the founding IBOs, and loved the product. But when I got to Q Essentials, that's when I really was super excited, because it was everything that I was already feeling but turbocharged. And so it became such a necessary thing for me to take every day. It's so exciting to have everything packaged in such a small, just 2-part package, so I can take one in the morning and one in the afternoon. I always keep it in my pocket, so as I move around, I can hear it rustling in my pocket, and so I got to remember to take that. Tonight, in listening to Dr. Moshofsky, I realized something that was really important to me personally and also for my patients. I didn't realize in the CoQ10 or the Q10 Plus that had lysine in it. And I've been a sufferer of cold sores for years. And I'll get, especially when I get stressed, I'll get 2 or 3 a year, and they'll be really bad. And since I've been taking the product, I haven't had any. And now that I realize that it was a lysine and I knew about lysine, but having it in the Q Essentials, that has really changed. Now that I think about it, I haven't had any. And it's so nice for me to be able to go to my patients now and tell them, because I have so many people that suffer from cold sores and don't really have a good solution for that. And this will just be one more benefit to them. Because if we can just decrease our stress level, which is usually a big cause of cold sores, and then have the lysine, the right amino acid in there to help keep those done. So that's something exciting and new that I learned tonight that I didn't know about, and I've been taking the product now for 8-9 months. But I'm really excited to be involved in Q Sciences and have the ability to take this product. And I think it's the combination of everything with the Q-Biotics and the Q-Vitalize. You really notice a difference when you don't take it, how much you really do need it. And that's what's so great about the product, is it really works.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
That's so interesting that you say that sometimes when your health is improving, you don't even think about it. Then you find something out and you look back and you can see the change that has occurred. So that's fun that you put that together today. Did you have anything else you wanted to share?
No, I think that was it. I was good. That's why these product calls are so important, because you learn something new each time. And I've listened and so many different times, and I just realized something even more that it helps. So I think as we use these product calls, we will be able to, one, better educate ourselves, but also anybody that we come in contact with. So I appreciate you having me on tonight, and keep going. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. Thanks so much for coming on and sharing that with us. Let's try again and see if Drew made it, or if she. I know we're having some phone issues tonight. It's a little tricky sometimes. But are you there? Is that you, Drew?
I am. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yes. There you are.
Yay.
Hi.
I didn't unmute my phone. Sorry. Anyway, I'm here.
No, it's confusing. Sorry. Well, thank you. We're excited to have you. So I'll let you. Same thing. Do you mind just introducing a little bit about yourself and then tell us your experience with Q Essentials as well?
Sure. Yeah. My name is Drew Taylor, and Corbin, who you just heard, is the one that got us into the business after we tried the product, and we've just been having so fun with sharing the product with everybody else, but not only with what it's done for me. Dr. Moshofsky was talking about the CoQ10, and I noticed for me, I have had a receding gum line problem for quite some time, but if I took CoQ10, it actually helps to rebuild your gum tissue. And I noticed that the CoQ10 in the essentials, it's a little better than the ones I was buying in the stores, because I've noticed that I haven't had as much problem taking it since I've done with my gum, since I've started using the Q Essentials. But also I've had heart palpitations for a couple of years now, and CoQ10 is, I learned over reading about it that it's a vitamin I think that they said your heart needs. And I've been taking CoQ10 because it's been good for your heart for quite some time, along with a gum line. They've also said if you've had a gum line issue, then usually it's deficiency in your heart, which kind of made sense because I started getting heart palpitations. So when I took the other brands, it didn't help at all with my heart palpitations. But I've been using this product for about 6 months now, and they are nearly gone. I've just been amazed, because I've been on the other CoQ10 for about 2 years, and it's always been the same. It's just one of those weird things that feels like you got a little fishy tail swimming around, and your heart just kind of wigs out. It's the weirdest feeling. But I know the CoQ10 has really, really helped with my heart palpitations. And then I also had digestive issues about a year and a half ago. I noticed that my stomach would start to bloat after I would eat. And I thought that was really odd, and I thought that was kind of weird, and it would just do it like once a month. And then it got to be once every 2-3 weeks, and then it was once a week. And my stomach was literally bloated just drinking a glass of juice, and I wouldn't feel hungry all day long. And it was the weirdest thing to where it was every single day. So I had to go see a doctor to see what was wrong, if they had any ideas. And he just told me, well, you need a probiotic. And I didn't even know what they were a year and a half ago. So I was using a probiotic for quite some time. And the ones in the stores, they seemed to help for a little bit. And then my stomach would go back to bloating. And when your stomach's bloating, I wasn't digesting my food, so I started to, over the year and a half, develop more issues. I started to get to where I couldn't even blow my nose for a year. I thought that was the oddest thing. My nose always felt dry, but I had phlegm in my throat that I could not get rid of. And the doctor had told me that because I'm not digesting my food, your body, your organs start to lack those vitamins, and that's crucial of why we need a probiotic, to help give the vitamins that our body needs. And so they didn't diagnose it ever because I was supposed to go see another ear, nose, and throat doctor. So I was starting to get frustrated for a while of what this all was. But from what I understand, they thought it was a nose nasal drip, and I didn't even know what that was until I started having this problem. And literally, you just can't blow your nose, but the phlegm is always stuck in your throat. Well, on the essentials, I started taking that, and I didn't think they were doing anything for me in that area until about 3 weeks of being on the product. Then one day I just woke up, and my throat was clear for the first time in the day. I mean, you're all day long trying to get it out was quite frustrating. And I noticed that with using their probiotic, I had been on it for 6 months, and I have never had a problem with my stomach ever being bloated anymore. When the others, over time, after a few weeks, my stomach would start to bloat again. So I know that this probiotic that is in the essentials with the anti-inflammatory that it has in there, his triple patent that he has on it is just, it's amazing. And I've been able to it's been nice to feel good again and know that I don't have these issues. I can, eat and not feel bloated, and the CoQ10, it enhanced that. It has to be with my heart, the palpitations. For me, I had a lot of things going wrong with me, and I'm feeling good. It's been a long time, so I'm so excited to be on the essentials. I will not go a day without being on them at all.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's really great to hear how much it's helped you. Well, thank you so much for sharing that, and for that. That was interesting to hear all those details and for sharing all the many ways that it's helped. Thank you so much for coming on tonight.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, again, I want to thank all of our guests, and I just want to remind you that if you haven't tried Q-Essentials yet, I would definitely recommend you could always order just a sample box if you want to try it out. I know, as I think Corbin pointed out, a lot of people start out trying Q96, and then eventually there's kind of a joke that they graduate up to Q-Essentials. So if that's you and you haven't tried it yet, I would definitely recommend it. There are some great supplements in there. And just as a reminder, again, it includes the Q10 Plus, which Dr. Moshofsky talked about tonight, and then also the Empower Plus Q96, Q Vitalize, which is an herbal and amino acid blend for vitality and energy, and then Q Biotics, which Drew talked a little bit about, which is the great probiotic we have. So again, if you haven't tried it, I definitely recommend that you do. We've had so many great stories from people coming in about how it's really, really helped people to just feel better, like Drew said. So anyway, that concludes our guest speakers tonight on the call. And just before we close up, just a reminder that there are 2 exciting events coming up. There's a Super Saturday this Saturday in Bellevue, Washington at the Bellevue Hilton, and it's a full day of training from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There are going to be a bunch of special guests from the Q Sciences corporate team, our doctors, including Dr. Moshofsky, who spoke today, some of our big leaders that have a lot of experience in this industry. And I think you can still register. So if you're still on the fence about going this weekend, definitely try to make it. It's going to be a great event. And if that is not close to you, the next Saturday, the 28th, is Super Saturday at Thanksgiving Point in Lehi, Utah, which is going to be another great event. Again, some great guest speakers. It's just going to be a really, really fun day to meet great people that are involved in sciences, learn more about the products, learn a little more about the opportunity. So I definitely encourage you to come out to those events and just get involved. So if you want to register, go to quantify.com. That's QUANIFY.com/events, and you can find more information about these events and also the registration instructions. So thank you again so much, everybody, for joining us tonight. I hope you learned a lot, and we hope to see you again next Thursday, as always. So be sure to join us next week, and as always, have a great night and a great weekend. Thank you.